Our oceans and seas are important for our day-to-day life. On a large scale, they play a key role in distributing the sun's heat across the Earth and providing oxygen. And underneath the waters, the sediments on the seabed act as a carbon store, trapping the element, also known as blue carbon, deep within the mud.
As we work towards emissions reductions, to look at all the opportunities and a recognition that our seas and blue carbon provide part of this solution. So COP26 will be looking at some of these opportunities as a place where carbon can be stored rather than disturbed and released.
Scotland has more than 200 marine protected areas, and the Scottish Government has created a specific group, the first of its kind in the UK, dedicated to researching Scotland's blue carbon. This is the Argyll Hope Spot. It extends all the way from Jura to the top of Mull. And it's called a Hope Spot, which is actually an internationally used term, meaning that the community here have decided that they want to protect and preserve their marine environment and hope to show others right across the world that they can do the same.
There are 80 around the world. This is the only one in the mainland UK.
And this term, Hope Spot, you share this accolade with some very famous places across the world.
The Great Barrier Reef is one of them, the Galapagos Islands. These are very high profile, sort of best in the world places, as this is. It turns out, the diversity here of life in the sea is as great as those places.
The group has more than 30 volunteers who are taking part in various sea wilding projects.
So we've been planting seagrass. Each bag has about 50 seeds in it. And so the bags rot away and they release the seeds and they grow into seagrass.
Loads and loads of seagrass put together makes loads of good schools of fish and lots of creatures live in seagrass.
It's given everybody a great opportunity to actively be involved and not just complain about the environment. It has really awakened up my knowledge of the sea.
At the moment we are restoring native oysters and the seagrass beds here in Loch Craignish. By community-led projects, these grassroots bottom-up projects, we engage as many people as we possibly can across the whole country, really, just to raise awareness.
Although the sea gives us these naturally clever solutions, marine scientists say it's only part of the picture when it comes to absorbing excess carbon from our environment.
About 1 to 2% of what we need to do to keep global warming below 1.5 degrees is possible with blue carbon. But of course, as we move towards our net zero targets, these smaller components are going to be increasingly important.
Nature-based solutions, especially in our sea, are really important for addressing the climate crisis. Of course, they won't in themselves solve it, so we need to make sure that we are also cutting our own emissions. Protecting some of the most vulnerable carbon stores in our sea, protecting the habitats that are able to sequester, to pull down carbon out of the atmosphere, is a fundamental action that we need to prioritise.
As COP26 approaches, it's hoped a better understanding of our oceans and seas will help answer some of the big questions around climate change and help preserve Scotland's marine landscapes for generations to come. Hayley Bouma, STV News.